Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I'm doing this at a little bit different time. It's kind of late at night, a little bit after 11 Mountain Time, my time, here in Colorado. So I wanted to get this out. I've been working on this video for, gosh, about 2 weeks total. Even during my other video that I was putting together, my part 1, I was putting things together on this part 2. So in fact, if you haven't watched the part 1, I'll have the link in the description box below to watch that first, because you have to know a lot of the things I'm explaining before you can really watch part 2, including this timeline right here, as you see. This is very important that you watch the first one. Okay, so I'm going to get right to it here. So this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to hit some different subject matter regarding this time that's coming about this with this eclipse. On December 14th, and then the birth. The birth starts on December 8th, right here, as you can see down here, and I've explained this in my first video, these different days and what this all means here. Okay, and then the second section here is showing from the stock market crash day. I'm saying, again, this is my grand guess. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know the future. I'm not going to ever claim that I know what's going to happen exactly, of course. I know most of these things are going to happen. I just don't know exactly when, and I'm doing my best to guess and, read the signs, and the Lord gives me all kinds of clues. The Lord Jesus gives me all kinds of clues to figure out what's going to happen here, and eventually I believe I would, figure this out with his, of course, with all his help and his insight and his eyes that he's given me. So that is the ultimate goal, that you would be supported by the time that's coming, and when it first begins, and you would see these things are going to start happening, and then you have, just basically ground under your feet to be able to share things with other people and say, hey, this happened, this could happen next, and then when that happens next, it'd be like, whoa, and then this could happen next, and you may have some platform to speak the word, to bring people to the Lord, and all kinds of stuff. And the Lord told me a long time ago, several years ago, I should say, that many people would come, but after the rapture, first rapture, and the children innocent leave, and even the bride that leaves. A lot of people will leave. A lot of people will come to this understanding after seeing all these things. Some of them through my videos and other things that people have shared, other watchmen and things after the fact, unfortunately. But I'm also very hopeful, and just my heart breaks for people that you would see this truth right now and come to the Lord Jesus, and that you would follow him. So this second set of time, the second part of this timeline, as I have in my thumbnail for this part 2, is going to be culminate in the stock market crash. First, as you can see here, the mega tsunamis, which cause the mega earthquakes on the 11th and 12th day, and then up to the 14th day of the winter solstice on December 21st. It's a nuclear attack and all that. So I explain all that in this video. I'm also going to put links in the description box for these different videos that I've shared that I have on BitChute. That they were actually pulled down from my channel. Some in the past. One was 6 months ago. One was a few months ago. And then this more recent one I'll have as well up here again, just like I had on part 1 in the description box. I have all 3 in the description box on part 2 here. So you can check those out. And please, it's all about my code is going to be VAXXINES, if I'm talking about what's coming here as far as you getting poked and they're putting something in you against the convid. I'm going to call it this because it's a convid 1984. Because we're going into George Orwell's 1984. Anyway, so it's important for those links. You watch those videos because they're very informative, and share those with other people. It's huge, and it's on BitChute, so it's not as policed by the it's not as policed by these people on like on YouTube. I mean, it's crazy. I'm able to move very, very little now, and I have to do a lot of code now. If I could get my second strike if I'm not super careful, because I still want to get all these messages out to people and these warnings out to what's coming. So, okay, without further ado, let me go into this. And again, I'm going to hit some different things, starting with kind of what 311 is, or what 11.3 is, 113 or 311, and that's the code for Barack Hussein Obama, as I call him, the 44th Pres, Stinky BO, and this was his jersey when he played basketball, supposedly in high school. Now, we don't know a lot about him and what he actually did and where he's from, and even his birth certificate, that's been proven to be false. by two houses of certification, one in Europe and one in the United States. Absolutely false. It was definitely done by a computer. That's all 9 points of forgery. Both houses certification proved. Man, if I could speak. Oh, and also I want to apologize for doing this so late. My brain sometimes is not as good as it is earlier. So, but I wanted to get this out as soon as possible. So there was 9 points of forgery that were found on each by both certification companies, basically. So that was all brought out by Joseph Arpaio and his team. And it's absolute fact that his birth certificate is completely false. So anyway, what his name is on the birth certificate and all these kind of things, we don't know anything about him really. We don't know what he really did. I know he is a CIA asset, and he was managed by George H.W. Bush. And anyway, there's a lot that I've shared with that. So anyway, here he's 23 because 2 is really 1 and 1 hidden. So 23 is 113, for example, like I've shared. And then this is showing his presidential portrait, and I've added some stuff to this slide from previous videos. This comes from other videos. So his foot, if you kind of squint your eyes, it's a snake slithering through the garden, and that's the Black Mamba. And so Kobe Bryant was the Black Mamba because he was, kind of an Antichrist groupie. So in a version of him as well. And then his 2 jerseys add up to be 32. And 32 is in his legs, upside down and backwards. It's 32 hidden. And again, 3 and then 2 is 1 and 1 hidden. So he's also 311. So he's a 113 and 311. And I'm just showing you a few things especially people who haven't seen my videos, so you get an idea that this is one of his big numbers. Okay, and then also to explain, I've shared this in other videos as well. This is from another video. His birthday is August, supposedly, right? August 4th, 1961. Hidden in this year, month, day, and year is 311. So 1961, 19 is upside down and backwards of 61, and 61 is upside down and backwards of 19. For example, if you take this 1961, take it upside down and backwards, it looks like 1961 again, and that's how it's hidden. So 19 is really 19, or the 61 is really 19 upside down and backwards. It's also 19, or it's also 61 and 61, which is 77. It's many things, but I'm not getting into all that. So, but basically, if you take 61 upside down and backwards, because again, they hide things by making them backwards or upside down and backwards. So this just happens to be 61, and happens to be hidden 19. So if you take 19 and then 61 is upside down and backwards 19, we have 19, 19. Then 8 plus 4 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. Then 19 and 19. 19, 1 plus 9 is 10. Take away the 0, and then we have 2 of those. So you have 1 and 1. So that's 311. Hopefully that makes sense. So he is both 311 and 113, of course, because they're both the same thing. One's backwards, one's forward. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I want to make this point again, and I haven't made it for a long time, that 311 is really 11 times 3 or 33, because the Illuminati and the Masons and stuff, they love the number 33 for a number of different reasons. It's a spiritual number on the good side and the bad side. Anyway, so the enemy uses it for his reasons, but 33, they love 33 in a lot of ways. I'm going to talk about that in several things here in this video. And then 33 is also representing December 21st. I said that's the last day of the birth. That's December 21st is 12/21, which is 33. Okay, because 1 plus 2 is 3 and 2 plus 1 is 3. It's just the reverse. And it's kind of a mirror of each other as well. Another reason for that date being like that, and that's the winter solstice. Huge. The rebirth of the sun god, and all this stuff. I think everything I've shared on video 2, part 1, video 2. Wow, see? Part 1, video 1, I should say. Okay, and so also we have the code 114, and I've shared that in part 1 video. Again, you got to watch that video before you continue with this. You must. And it's very good. I have over 10,000 views now. I mean, normally, right now, that's pretty good for me because I'm so shadow banned. To give you an example, just last year, I had videos that went up to 50, 70, even over 100,000 views of iPad Go that I did. And now I'm lucky to get 10. I'm lucky to get 5, 7,000, whatever. And I have over 22,000 subscribers. I mean, seriously, another example of how I'm shadow banned is you literally put in iPad Go 2 and you go down the list, you just search iPad Go 2. in YouTube, and you go down the list, and I'm nowhere in that list. I'm way down, down in that list, and I have more views, more thumbs up than most of the people above me, way above me, way above me. There's no reason for it. I should be towards the top for all the views and comments and likes and everything else I have. So there's a number of reasons why that is. So I'm just saying they don't want people to know what I'm sharing. That's the whole point of what I'm saying. I'm not complaining and all that. I'm making my point about how, this censorship that's going on with YouTube is massive, and every day it gets worse and worse as we're getting closer to these times. So we're talking about the 113 code, and that's why I'm explaining this. And we got the 114 code that I've explained, which is about the eclipse day, because that's 1014. What's 10? Decem. December is really the 10th month on the Roman calendar to the elite. So they don't count zeros, so it's 114 is the code. And I'm going to show that again in several things that are coming up, but I also want to make this point as well. So again, 11 times 4 is 44. Again, the the 44th pres, Stinky BO, Brock Insane Obama was the 44th pres. So that's why 114, and it's in a ton of things. Many videos I've done about many subjects about him and everything. 114 was all over the place because it's 11 times 4 is 44. Again, it's hiding 44, plus it's hiding this actual first day of his death. And then 7 days later, on 12/21, he comes back to life on the first quarter moon, which is a hidden full moon. And if you don't know what that is, and that doesn't make sense, and it's on iPad Goat, watch my part 1. Again, it links in the description box before you watch this. I implore you to please do that so you understand how this works. Okay, so I should have done separate slides on this, but I didn't. So somehow I missed that. But anyway, so we have, this is actually, wow, okay, this is one of my mess up. This is Lincoln, okay, and he gets shot from back behind, and that's just a depiction of it. And so in Kennedy, eventually, he's in the Lincoln, I think it is. He's actually in the Lincoln, and there's Lincoln. You've heard about these connections between Kennedy and Lincoln and everything, and the secretary was Lincoln, and his Lincoln secretary was Kennedy. Anyway, all this stuff. But so the point is on this is Lincoln's birthday. Wow, Lincoln's assassination day was, and I'm doing it backwards. It's April 14th. Okay, April 14th. So it's the 14th of April. Well, in a lot of the parts of the world, they say 14th of April, but America's kind of messed up. So 14th of April is 144. And one time, this is what they do a lot with 3-digit or more digit numbers, especially when there's a 1, it's hiding the actual number. So it's 1 times 44, or 1 times 44 is 44. So that is because that's about his death. And now remember, 44 is also 11 times 4, or 114, and 114 is Decem 14, right? Okay, so that just happens to be, his birthday just happens to be 44, which is also 44 is 11 times 4, which is 114, was the death of Lincoln. And this is, we're talking about the death coming up of Stinky BO, the 44th pres, on Decem 14. Okay, does that make sense? And then we have Kennedy, his date of death is his day and a month and day, or we should say day and month, doesn't matter. 11/22 is not only 33, because 11 plus 22 is 33, and we've just been talking about 33 and how he's 311, and that relates to Stinky BO as well, because he is 311 and 33, because 3 times 11 is 33. And then also 1 and 1 is 11, or just 1 and 1 together is 11, and then 2 plus 2 is 4. So that's 11/4. 11/4, that is the date. Or 11 times 4 is 44. Okay, so what I'm saying is both presidents that were killed, were shot, they were shot on month and days that equal 44 and 114, which is Stinky BO. And that's showing its code for that he'll be killed, that 44 will be killed on 114. Okay, so the 44th president will be killed on the Decem 14 is what I'm saying. Okay, December 14th. Or the code is 1014 or 114 for the 44th. Wow. Okay, hope that makes sense. And then even in iPad Goat, I've showed this as well, where there's a different cipher that is shown in the classroom with the teacher here and the chalkboard and everything. And then this, you don't see the A, B, C, and D up here. there's a brand new cipher, and I've shared this in previous videos, where the cipher begins with E being the first letter. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th letter, 10th letter, and then this is a skew. This O is a skew, okay, and that's the 11th letter. So we have 11. The code, one of the codes is 11, and then 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, the 22nd letter, and that's a skew. So it's showing by code 1122, and again, that's the date. That's the date of is hidden is the date of the eclipse, which is again 22 is 2 plus 2 is 4. So we have 11/4 or Decem 14 or the death of 44. It's in there, and there's so many more things I could get into on that, but I'm not going to. Let's keep going here. Okay, so I explained in the last video, part 1. Again, you got to watch that first. If you haven't watched it by now, I'm not gonna tell you to watch it anymore. Okay, you got to watch it first. Okay, so I shared these blood moons here. I'm not going to go over the exact explanation again on this, but what I'm going to say is there's a center point between these blood moons where God designed this. And the other thing about this I've shared in previous videos as well is there's many, it's called the Lord's perfect sign. I can't remember the guy who came up with this, but basically from this center point of January 5th, 2015, going this way, a bunch of blood moons and solar eclipses and lunar eclipses and all that going this way, and a bunch of solar eclipses and lunar eclipses going this way, are perfectly balanced by the days, the exact amount of days going this way, the exact amount of days going this way. And in fact, I've also shared that, for example, when there was a lunar eclipse, for example, that had a certain path, let's say the path was like this, let's say it went like this across like South America or something, and that was over here on one, then exact amount of days from the center point to this one, that amount of days was here, and then it was a similar, almost exact path way on this side. It's phenomenal. So basically, all of it's basically pointing to this date. Like, this date is important. And why? Because it's showing the birth of the man-child and the Antichrist. And I'm going to show that to you. Like I showed in the first video, part 1, from this center point of January 5th, 2015 to December 21st, 2020, so you see the dates, is 311 weeks. Like I showed you, Stinky BO is 311 or 11/3, and that's showing the birth of him. This is more phenomenal. What I'm going to show you next is mind-blowing. So another thing I've mentioned before, why a birth? Because from the center point to the first blood moon in 2014 is 266 days, and then from the center point to the last blood moon in 2015 is 266 days. Well, what's up with 266 and 266? Well, in a twin birth, when there's two babies, basically, the average gestation period for a twin birth is 266 days. The average gestation period for a one baby is 280, roughly. Okay, another 2 more weeks. But for twins, it's 266 days. And God created this so well. Not only did a perfect balance on both sides of all these different eclipses. You can look up Lord's perfect sign, and you'll see that. I implore you to do that. It also proves that there's a creator. If you don't believe there's a creator, it absolutely proves it, because it's impossible. This has to be designed. This can't happen by chance. And you can't have these blood moons hit exactly on the first feast day of the Jewish calendar, first feast day, last feast day, first feast day, last feast day in a row. I mean, 2 years in a row. It's impossible. If you understand this at all, how impossible this is. And then plus the center point is going from here to December 21st, I'm saying is his birth, and that's a birth. 266, again, that's an example of that. So all that being said, now what happens when you go 311 weeks, not go this way, but what happens when you go this way? Now, when I saw this and I decided to go this way on it with 311 weeks, I could not, my jaw just dropped off and my head exploded, and I had to put it back together. It is insane. So just brace yourself for this. From the center point to January, okay, I'll just say this. From the center point, 311 weeks going past is January 20th, 2009. What's January 20th, 2009? Any guesses? Anybody know? Give you a second. It is the first inauguration of Barack Insane Obama, the 44th president. Stinky B.O., I call him. Call him Stinky B.O. because he's Beelzebutthead, the Lord of the Flies, and the Lord of the Buttheads. Because he stinks. I mean, there's been a lot of flies around him. There's a lot of... In fact, I know of a couple people that have actually met him, and they've literally said that he stinks. Anyway, he smells like sulfur and everything. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. That's just true. Sorry. If you don't believe it, too, I'm sorry, but it's true. Okay, so anyway, that isn't phenomenal. Look at this. I mean, there's no way this could work out. There's no way this could work out. From the day I'm saying he rises and it does a whirling dervish and iPad goat on December 21st, all the way back to the center point, and then from the center point all the way back, another 311 weeks is his inauguration day. God knew this. God was warning. That's what warning is about. It's not only a warning, but it's also telling the time of the departure of the church, I believe. And again, this is my grand guess. December 21st is not only the birth of the Antichrist, but the birth of the man-child into heaven. And I'm going to show you more why. Now, if you take both 311 weeks and 311 weeks, you get 622 weeks. Okay? Well, what's 622? Well, before I do that, before I forget that, I almost forgot that. Okay, again, this is late and I'm a little off more than I used to be. Okay, so his inauguration on January 20, 29, he had a theme. The theme was the new birth of freedom. The new birth of freedom. We're talking about a birth. And he's putting it in his title. The title of his inauguration was A New Birth of Freedom. And then look at the number, 1122. Didn't we just see that? For an English gematria. So a simple gematria is A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. English gematria is times 6. So A equals 6, B equals 12, C equals 18. So everything times 6. Okay, so a new birth of freedom. And then check this out. December 14th, which 1122 is code for. Remember I said December 14th is 1-1. Decem is 10, take away the 0, and then 1, and then 2 plus 2 is 4, so that's 14. 114 is the code I said for December 14th, and it's 1122. Are you kidding me? And that's the death of Kennedy as well, and that's the code for his death that's coming on that exact day, and a birth of freedom. Are you kidding me? Hopefully this blows your mind, because it certainly did mine when I saw this. Okay, now back to what I was talking about here. Okay, so I forgot I put those in there. I'm going to have that here and there. Like I said, I apologize ahead of time. It's a little late for me right now as I'm getting older, and it's crazy. Anyway, here we go. Okay, and then Barack Hussein Obama the second, which is exactly what's on his birth certificate, literally is Barack Hussein Obama the second, is 311. Crazy. There's another example of how he's that. Okay, and so what I was saying about, you have 311 and 311 in Hebrew. 311 plus 311 is 622. In Hebrew, Strong's Concordance, Strong's 622 is Asaph. Asaph is to gather or remove. Now just imagine from this center point, like I said, is a birth, a twin birth. So you have the man-child into heaven, 266 days, so they say that's one child this way. You have the birth going this way, 266, that's another twin. So there's a man-child over here that's going into heaven, and then the Antichrist is the other twin that's birthed on earth, the 266 days, for example. And that's the warning here, but the other way. So, for example, so this one part of this is these two together is 622, is to gather or remove. Now, what's 622 in Greek, Strong's? It's apolumai. Apolumai is to destroy or utterly destroy, or destroy utterly. So what I'm saying is, it's regarding two births. The birth into heaven is going to gather, remove that man-child. Like I've said a bunch of thousand times for 2 years and 3 months on YouTube, more than that actually now. And I started a day after Barack Obama's birthday because I had no idea that what day I actually ended up starting. And I looked back a few months later, the Lord told me, he told me to start on, literally the day he told me to start doing YouTube videos was on his birthday, his 57th birthday, and I didn't know about it, realized it until months later, and I did it the next day because he's like, okay, you can start doing YouTube videos I started doing the next day, and the day he told me was his 57th birthday, because he's the triple tau, and I'm going to get into that. But here, so 622 is apolumai. So again, so this has to do with the man-child, and so over here on this side, in a sense, 622 is to destroy, utterly destroy, and I said that is the 21st, which is the destruction day. The final destruction day of the United States, the mushroom clouds, all that stuff I've been saying. Okay, the 14th day. Watch my first one if you haven't, part 1. I'm not going to say that anymore. Okay, plus, okay, if you think about this, so we have from his inauguration day of January 20th, then you have 311 weeks to the center point, and then 311 weeks to this December 21st, 2020, and that begins, I believe, possibly the tribulation is what I'm saying, okay? That really begins the tribulation point, and at that point is the birth, and like it says in Isaiah, people that don't believe, they think the tribulation always started, which is very silly, because if you read Isaiah 66, it says that it likens tribulation like, what do you call it? After the birth. Normally you have the, I can't think of what it's called. When a woman is in travail and she's in pain to be delivered, before the birth. But in Isaiah 66, it says, who heard such a thing? That the birth pains would be after the birth. So that points to a birth. And it says that a nation will be born in one day. And that is the man-child being born into heaven, a group of people born into heaven in one day. And anyway, that's what it's saying. And I'm just telling you that's what it is, believe it or not. Okay, but so after that day, then we go into we go into the day of the Lord, which is 1,000 years, but because a day is like 1,000 years, 1,000 years like a day, and like the Bible says. But the day of the Lord begins, and then we're going in after this time period right here, we're going from the 622nd week. After December 21st, we're going into the 623rd week. And even in that transition, maybe at midnight or something, it is 623 in Greek, Apollyon, the destroyer, Apollyon, the angel of the abyss. And literally that's when it's the gates are open on the 21st, going into even the 22nd, probably. And that's when lightning falls from heaven and he comes back to life, because he's dead a week earlier. And I show lightning falling. I show lightning on the boy's head that's doing the whirling dervish coming up. Lightning falls to strike his dead body, coming back to life. And so Lucifer, or I guess whatever you want to call him, Satan, I guess, basically comes down, is cast down from heaven through the silver gate, and he brings Stinky BO back to life, and he incarnates him. Okay, the Satan incarnates Stinky BO, Barack Hussein Obama. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So moving on. Crazy. Oh, and also Barack Hussein Obama is 623 in Jewish in the Jewish gematria. It's insane. This is just insane. Hopefully you're following this. This is off the charts insane. There's no way this could be. Okay, so I'm going to touch on the 2015 Economist, the World in 2015 Economist magazine cover. There's several things in here, but I'm going to make some general points about this and how I deciphered this and what it's really showing here. Okay, so let's get into this. So first, the Economist in general is called the Economist. Okay, right up here in the red, up here top left. Okay, Economist in reverse English gematria is 1068. Again, 1, and then 6 plus 8 is 14. So we have the 114 code. 6 plus 8 is 14, 114. And then the Economist magazine, and another thing that people call that, Economist magazine, in simple English, is another code for hidden 114, because you have 2, and then 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 is also hidden 1 and 1. So we have 1 and 1, 2 plus 2 is 4, 114. I know maybe some people think that's, stretching it. Whatever you want to say, it doesn't matter what you think. That's what it is. And I've seen it 1,000 times. And so I'm just showing you that you may have seen this for the first or a few times. And then look, Economist in simple gematria is 113. I mean, right there, it's 311 and 113, which that's why that's the name they call it in the first place. It's about him. Forget about 76, the spirit of 7, the 7 plus 6 is 13, the rebellion, 7, spirit of 76. Anyway, I'm not getting into all that. There's so much to get into. It's off the charts here. Okay, boom. And then just the phrase "the world end." So again, they look at numbers mean something, and then the words translate into numbers themselves as well. So not only do we have 2015, and what does that mean, but also we have the world in, and however many people are seeing this, maybe 1 million, maybe 2 million. I don't know how many people worldwide were seeing this Economist magazine. I mean, with all the people that keep up with it, all the stuff, the truthers and everything, maybe it's millions and millions. I don't know, but with all these, it's the code. So because it's the Economist magazine and it's about the economy, and ultimately it's pushing the crash of the economy, it would be not necessarily other things that would make sense. We're talking about money, so it would be when money crashes, when the stock market crashes. So that makes sense. The world end would be December 16th, and that's what I'm saying. There's so many things I'm saying and I'm showing, and watch part 1 again. Yeah, I said I wouldn't say anymore, but oh well. December 16th is what I'm saying will be the stock market crash. And it's also represented by 1116 and 116, because 1116 is the 11th month has already expired, November, and then 16 days into December, so that's 1116, which also Decem, which is 10, take away the 0 like I've shown you, and then 16th is 116, 1116, and 1216 are the, because December is 10, 11, and 12. That's how they hide it in code. So we have then. So that's what the world end means. I believe I'm sure of it. Okay. And by the way, look, the is 113. Look, we have look seriously. Look in Jewish, the is 113. In simple English, Economist is 113. So it's the Economist. In Jewish is 113, and Economist is 113. Again, there's so much to all this. I'm getting so much with even these little things. And the right here is 33 as well. I mean, there's so much to all this. And 33 is 113, because 11 times 3 is 33. So the Economist is both. It's not only 33, Economist is also 113, which is hidden 33, 33, 33. And this is shown to so many people because they get power out of showing these secret things. They call it lesser magic. They get power of showing these things. And when you consume them without questioning what you're seeing and what the messages are, you're signing a contract. The fine print is hidden in, the numbers are hidden in the letters. The fine print's there, and you're signing the contract, and you're consuming without questioning it. But when I look at this, I go, wait, hold on. What are they trying to say here? Oh, no. And I use the Spirit of God and Jesus Christ in me to say, oh, this is messed up. There's something, that Barack Obama's being promoted. Yeah, there's what's going on here? And then he's showing me, and I'm going to show you what he's showing me. You won't believe this stuff. So we got 2015. What's 2015 really showing? Well, good. Let's take it backwards. 5 and then 1, 2. In a sense, 5, 1, 2. Well, what's 5, 1, 2? 5, 1, 2 is hidden 1, 4, and then 1, 2. So it's 1 plus 4 is 5, and then we have the 12. So that's just hidden. Yeah, you could say, oh, yeah, well, that's a stretch. That would be 1 and 4. But there's a lot of other things I've shared that prove that out. So, I'm not one of these people that you analyze iPad Goat or other things like that. In fact, I use many different sources. I use the Economist magazine. I'm using movies or TV. I mean, all the kind of stuff with iPad Goat and other things, because it's all a message that demons, put on. It's this big tapestry of, a message about their beliefs and their religion and all this esoteric stuff that they put out there for the masses to consume, and they have no idea what they're eating and consuming. Okay, they put it all out there, and the demons that are the intelligence that comes up with all this stuff through all these different sources, these different people that, and all kinds of range of understanding. There's artists that do certain stuff. They don't know what they're doing. They're drawing all this stuff, or they're making all this stuff, or they're putting these numbers. They have no idea. And then some all the way at the top, the 33rd degree Masons and all that, and even other ones, they know exactly what they're doing. So it's a big range of people, what the degree of what they know, but ultimately the demons behind all this stuff that have been around for thousands of years, and are pushing all the world into one world government, one world religion, one world evil dictator, and eventually aliens coming on the scene to promote this and push all this stuff so mankind could be basically slaves to the elite, ultimately, completely. We're already slaves, but we'll be way more slave. People would be way more in slavery than ever before with the mark and everything. and there'll be basically human capital in the worst sense there is. Human capital, okay? That's not a coincidence that's been used kind of recently a lot. Anyway, so now, and then look at this. On this version of the cover, you see this little UPC symbol, all this stuff. Look at the cost in the United States. It's $11.95. There it is. 11 months have expired, and 9 plus 5 is 14. The 14th day. So we have 11/14. And that's 11 months expired. So November has expired and 14 days in December, which is the eclipse day. Again, they're showing all kinds of stuff like that. So we're showing the collapse day here of the economy, but before that is the eclipse day. They're showing multiple things, but kind of in that general, we're talking about the whole timeline. And so typically they're showing a lot of things in the timeline, but like this one's showing certain things. So I'm going to keep showing you here. Let's keep going here. Okay, and then also the Economist magazine from 1988. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on this as well. So in the Economist magazine 1988 talks about, okay, look at the currency is burning. I mean, basically it's the destruction of all currency and the dollar and everything else. So that would be, of course, the stock market crash and everything else, right? And then they can bring in their new currency, which is all digital and everything, okay? Get ready for our world currency. And that was 1988, and we're about to go on the 33rd year since this. On January 9th will be 33 years. Because we're in December right now, December 2nd or whatever it is right now. And January 9th, go well into probably after the war is over, World War III, around this time, the war will probably be over after nukes and everything. And then boom, 33, boom, new currency, beast system and everything. Okay, so what is this showing? This is also volume 306. It basically was put out on January 9th, 1988. What is this showing? Well, look at this. 1 plus 9, again, is 10, take away the 0. 1 plus 9 is 10, take away the 0. So 1 and 1 we have here, and then 8 plus 8 is 16. So you have 1, 1, 1, 6. And what's volume 306? 6, and then 3 is really 1, 1, 1, make 3. So both this date, you get, see, 1 plus 9 is 10, take away 0. 1 plus 9 is 10, take away the 0. 1, 1. 8 plus 8 is 16. So we have 1, 1, 1, 1, 6. And then this is 3 is 1, 1, 1. Just think of 3 slash marks. Like if someone said, hey, you count this out, and you put a slash every time someone said, okay, 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's how, literally, this is confirmed twice that this is showing 1116. What's 1116? Well, before I do that real quick, again, 1116 is 11 months have expired. November has expired, the 11th month, 11 months have expired, and then 16 days into December. That's what is hidden. And that is showing December 16th. And like I shared in the last video, Black Tuesday was October 29th, which is 129, or 1, 2 is 1 and 1, 9. And then 1922 is 1119. So both are October 29th and 1929 are 1119 and 1119. And what is 1119? 9 is upside down 6. That's it. So this is showing when it's going to crash, because this is an example of the biggest crash ever day of the stock market, called Black Tuesday. So there will be a Black Tuesday coming up, and that's what this is forecasting, which is Tuesday, okay, December 15th, when Trump gets attacked. It's on my timeline. That is Black Tuesday, which will result in the stock market crash the next day. But they consider that the nuke and everything being Black Tuesday, and that's when it's black. So again, it's figurative speak for what's going to happen in the future. Ultimately, it's Black Tuesday is that day, will be that day, okay? The December 15th, the end of Trump, the attack on our carriers, the Lincoln and the Truman, and maybe even the Ronald Reagan. I'm not sure exactly about that, but possibly. Okay, and then also right here it says 10 Phoenix 2018. 10 Phoenix 2018 exactly is 117. Again, 1 plus 6 is 7, and that's another way they code this is 117, because 1 and 1, and 1 plus 6 is 7, so 117 is another way. Also, the day before this, the day before December 15th, is 12/15, December 15th. That's also coded, I've shared, that's 117 as well. The demise of Trump, and that's why Trump said, I was down there on 7-Eleven, and people thought, oh, 7-Eleven, he messed up. It was really 9/11. No, they consider September really Septem, which is Latin for 7. So September is really the 7th month, and he was also being coded for when he's going to be killed because he's Mr. 7-Eleven. And literally, I shared this earlier this year, the day he went to Walter Reed, which is Walter Reed is 666 in English Gematria, he wore the mask for the first time, and a mask is 44 in simple Gematria because he's homage to 44. He is under his control. He wore the mask for the first time when he went to Walter Reed on 7/11, July 11th. He went there. Okay, wow. There's just so much. Okay, so let me show you some examples of what's going on here. Now down here, many people have speculated about what these arrows are and what these numbers are right here. By Alice in Wonderland, and you got the Cheshire Cat right here. So that's Alice in Wonderland, and that kind of confirms that's who that is. That's Alice, and that's the Cheshire Cat. And by the way, these are all coded. This is all coded. Spider-Man, this panda, all this stuff is all coded for these days right here. So what is this? 11.5 is 11. So 11 months into the year, and in 14 days. So November is all finished. 14 days into December is 11.5. Again, it's even in chronological order. You think, okay, 11.5 shouldn't be before 11.3. 11.3 is before 11.5. But no, in this case, it's not. Again, this is code. And I'm the code breaker through Jesus Christ. Jesus, my master, my Lord, my friend. He's awesome. And he just guided me through all this stuff because he wants people to know this truth that's coming, the horrible things that are coming, and the truth of what's coming. It's not about, focusing on evil or anything like that. It's Ephesians 5:11. Read it. For you people that doubt this stuff or doubt what the Lord's trying to do, he cares so much that he would share with you these kind of things through what the evil's doing and warn you about the evil. And I'm supposed to, Ephesians 5:11 talks about exposing the darkness, not being part of it, be exposing it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm exposing the darkness. And if you're too religious to see that, go fly a kite off a short pier. A combined little sayings there. Fly a kite off a short pier. Anyway, it's crazy. I mean, this is crazy. And then so 11.3 is 7 days later when he comes back from the dead is 11/21, 11 months into the year, and then 21 days in December, and that's 11.3 or 11, and then 3 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Again, 11, and then 1 plus 4 is 5, and that's what this is. And I'm proving it left and right if you pay attention to what I've been doing and what I'm doing here. Okay, so let's go here. So look, this is Alice in Wonderland. The English Gematria is 978. And see this guy here, Stinky B.O., who's right in the center of all these people. Because it's about him. Because even the year showing, Economist magazine, again, like I showed you, 2015 is really showing the eclipse day, 11/14, okay? And that's about him, right? Now look, Barack Hussein Obama is 798 in English Gematria as well. Exactly the same cipher, exact number. That's not a coincidence. Alice in Wonderland, do you think that's a coincidence? Alice in Wonderland and him are the exact same number? No, I don't think so. And then Alice in Wonderland is also 215, and that's the Economist year without the zero. Look at the year. 2015. The zero's not there because they don't count zeros. 2015. And Alice in Wonderland is on the Economist cover 2015. And then check this out. Barack Hussein Obama in reverse single reduction is 125. Reverse of 21 or 125. And that is 12th month. And then hiding the 14th day, and 1 plus 4 is 5. The 12th month, 1 plus 4 is 5. And I've showed this 12-5 code so many times in part 1. It's ridiculous. In fact, I didn't include this on this video, and I probably should have. But in the eclipse path that's happening on December 14th, in South America, go look at it. The eclipse path. Look at these. I've found several towns that are exactly in this path, and they all equal the codes of 114 or 12-5 or something that equals December 14th. It's really crazy. It's been planned for a long time. It's so big that all these different towns are exactly in the eclipse path in the southern part of South America, where the eclipse will be full. The full totality of the eclipse. all these towns and everything. I don't know, maybe there are a couple cities. I don't know what the size of them are and everything. But one was Las Grutas or something like that, and it was 12.5. I mean, there it is right there. I mean, crazy. They're all something. And then Barack and Hussein Obama II, like I said, is 311. And again, that's 311. 2 plus 1 is 311, or 311 backwards. And that's his name, on his birth certificate. And then his name as well in Francis Bacon, because in Francis Bacon, they count uppercase and lowercase. So lowercase is just simple gematria, but with Francis Bacon, uppercase letters or capital letters are a different cipher. So, for example, down here you can see B underneath this thing. This doesn't go all the way down, but underneath where it says Barack right here, underneath you see B is equals 28, then H equals 34. You see that down there, and then O equals 41 down there. Okay, so that's right there. Backwards is 1, 4, or the 14th, and then 2 is hiding 1 and 1. The 14th, 14 days and 11 months, right there. Okay, believe it or not. Okay, now this is crazy. So all this imagery in here equals either 11.5, which is the attack of DKBO, or the eclipse day, or 11.3, which is his birth. Either one, both. Sometimes both. And ultimately, they pretty much all equal 114 or some version of that. So let's start with some of these. So this car is a supersonic car. It's called the Bloodhound Supersonic Car, and it just happens to be 113. 113. Just happens to be. This is all massive coincidence, stacked on massive coincidence, stacked on massive coincidence. And, everything's all coincidental. Everything is just super random, and, things that, 1 in a trillion or 1 in quintillion or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Who cares, right? Who cares? Just be a conspiracy nutball and just believe whatever you want, okay? It doesn't matter. And you guys are kooks anyway that believe, that this stuff means anything and whatever. I'm sorry, but it does, okay? And then look, this car is orange and blue. And in orange and blue is 113 in Jewish reduction. I mean, that's just a massive coincidence too. There's no, they're not throwing this imagery on there for any reason. It's just, they just picked it, and it just doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean anything. Okay, it's all chance. They just, threw a dartboard on the dart in. Wow, threw a dart into a board is what I'm trying to say. And whatever it hit is what they threw on the cover. I mean, are you kidding me? No. Okay, I'm not gonna hit every single imagery, but I'm gonna hit a good amount so you can see how phenomenal this is. And then look, Castrol. See again, this is even shown on the cover. Castrol is 114. There's this eclipse day. There's the birthday. Oh, man. And then we have this tortoise. See this tortoise down here? Sometimes I make these images a little bit bigger. There's a tortoise right there. It's just a tortoise. And tortoise is 115. So we got 113, 113, 113. And then 114 is also means 115. Because remember, 11... you remember what I told you. Hopefully you remember. So, okay, let's keep going. And then, okay, here we are again. There's the arrows here. Now, pile of dirt. This is a pile of dirt with this painting on top of it. Pile of dirt is literally 114. I'm just showing you, it's all about the gematria. Okay, so a lot of things you see in movies and TV and things you wouldn't believe. All the stuff in news and everything, it's all gematria. These are contrived situations and things to program you and put this stuff in front of you so they can get closer and closer to their all these different rituals, which combined make mega rituals and then super mega rituals and all this stuff. Eventually, this whole birthing process that's about to start on December 8th is going to be this massive mega ritual birthing process. It's going to kill hundreds of thousands and going into millions of people because of all the stuff that's built up over the years and what people have been duped in believing. I'm telling you, this is right from the Lord Jesus Christ, believe it or not. If you don't believe it, I feel sorry for you. If you don't understand some of this, if you can't see some of these things I'm showing you and how off the chart they are, off the chain, ridiculous. Here we go. Let's keep going. Okay, look down here. These are gold fletchings. See, this is gold. And these are fletchings. Fletchings are the end of an arrow where they put like feathers or whatever it might be. Most arrows have some kind of feather or something back here, or some kind of plastic version of a feather or something like that. But those are called fletchings. So gold fletching is 141. Again, same thing. 14th day of the 10th month. Decem. Take away the 0. Are you kidding me? 2 gold fletchings. So just in general, these are gold fletchings. So that's true, gold fletchings. But what is also true is there are 2 gold fletchings, and that's from part 1. I paid about $1.95. Little Shop of Horrors, about $1.95. 9 plus 5 is 14. 114, which is 115 in a different way. Again, the Eclipse day is 114 and 115. It's a different code, like I shared. And then the rising day is 11.3. Crazy. And then look, 2 gold fletchings also is 1419, and you can just scratch out the 9, or 1 plus 9 is 10. Take away the 0, it's still 1. 141, 141. Same. Again, they pick these because they have multiple numbers that fit in several ways you can look at this. So it has multiple angles of power. And I've shown I've shown how many sentences in a row can mean something, and even one of the sentences and all the sentences separately mean something that's means the same thing as the full. I mean, all the parts are equal to the whole, or it's crazy. They do this all on purpose, so it gets more and more power. Then we have 2 gold fletchings as well. In English Sumerian is 1, 1. Again, you scratch out the 9, 4. Or 9 plus 4 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. 1, 1, 4 again. And here we go. And then these are 2 gold arrows. We'll go back here for a second. There's a gold arrow. See, these not only these, it's a form of gold. It's a more like lighter, yellower gold. But then this is a more like a gold that you're used to. These are gold rotted arrows. Gold arrows. Okay, so gold arrows is also 114. This is impossible. Okay, this is impossible. You couldn't. I challenge you to take anything like this, take any imagery, and try to make all these things equal the same thing. You can't. You can't. You're like, oh, you can make numbers making it. Yeah, in a way, it depends on how you do it, but this is impossible. I literally show it this way so you can go, whoa, this is not possible. This can't be. And here we're gonna keep going here. Now down here, look at this. So kind of zoom in a little bit. This floor is a granite floor. In fact, it's not only a granite floor, which is 114. It's also a polished granite floor. And I happen to know a lot about granite. I was in sales for over 20 years. I made some really good money at times. And then Lord had me go to different places, do different things. And sometimes I made no money doing something, volunteering or this or that or whatever. And there's times when I would catch up and he'd give me, I was a sales manager or I was a store manager or something. And one of the places I worked for, I actually worked at 2 different stores as a store manager. But we sold not only polished flooring that was polished granite, but also granite countertops, things like that. And so this is polished granite. It literally is shining, and then this is reflecting the arrows right down here. So not only granite floor is 114, but also polished granite floor is 114. I mean, wow. Anyway, I'm still blown away. Hopefully you are. Let's keep going. So look at this. See this? See these little guys right here? Here's this guy's leg right here. What are these? What are those? What are those? Are those clownfish? And are they literally in an anemone? Yeah, see an anemone right here? Yeah, they're in an anemone right here. Now, literally, if you can't believe this, I mean, I find it hard to believe sometimes. I'm just like, what? Literally, a clownfish, this is what it is. 2 clownfish in a sea anemone. Literally, 2 clownfish in a sea anemone is 113. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, and then we have the Pied Piper of Hamelin right here. That's who that is, the Pied Piper of Hamelin. He led the children astray, playing that pipe, okay, which is a version of the enemy. The piper playing the pipe, just like the Led Zeppelin sang about Stairway to Heaven. The piper's calling you to join him. The Pied Piper, he's evil. Okay, he's led the children astray, and the devil is a piper, and he leads people astray. Okay, so anyway, Pied Piper of Hamelin is 305, which again, 3 is 12, and then 5 is hiding 1, 4, 12, 4, the eclipse day, okay, or which is also the 11-5, because you know why. Anyway, and then Pied Piper of Hamelin is also 259. Again, remember here, 11-5, 305 is still the same day as the eclipse day, but another way of looking at it is 11-5 is 2 is 11, and then 5, and then you can scratch out the 9, or 5 plus 9 is 14, and then 2 is 1 and 1. Again, it's hidden. And then look at Spider-Man. See, Spider-Man is down here, right here, and I made him a little bit bigger. Spider-Man is 12-5 again. December, and then the 14th is hidden by 1 plus 4 is 5. Okay, I mean, are you kidding me? And then see this thing right here that's flying over right in front of Putin right here? It's a helicopter, kind of a distorted helicopter, but it says on it, it says crop o dust. Crop o dust. Crop o dust is 131. Again, 11-3, just mixed up. It just keeps going. Keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. I'm not showing you all of them, but I'm going to get in a few more here that it's mind-blowing. Okay, literally, you have a little boy, you have a boy with a large toy plane, a big toy plane. And that's boy with a big toy airplane is 113. And then this, you can see here, this is a game of Plinko, and this says panic. So I just said, oh, it's a Plinko game, Panic Plinko. So here's a boy with a big toy airplane is 113. Panic Plinko is 113. I can't make this up, okay? I couldn't in a million years make this stuff add up to what they do. You can't. You couldn't. I challenge you to try on anything. You can't. You'll be frustrated and just give up after doing it for a year. No, it's not possible. Here, keep going. See this big bulging panda? What is that? That's a bodybuilding panda. Okay? It's a bodybuilding panda with a Chinese Speedo, wearing a Chinese Speedo. Look. Bodybuilding panda and a Chinese Speedo is 311. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay. And then look, we got the Cheshire. Remember, we had Alice in Wonderland. We had the Cheshire Cat. I'm not going to blow this thing up. I could have blown him up a little bit. But look at the Cheshire Cat. We got the Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat, he's on a branch. Cheshire Cat on a branch is 113. Am I not proving this? Seriously, it's everything is 311 or 5 or 11-5 or 11-3 because it's about his death day and his birthday, 7 days apart. Boom. And then we look at it. We have a a sumo wrestler with carrying. Here it is. We have a sumo wrestler holding a huge red and white battery, and that's 205. Again, 2 is 1 and 1, so we have 11-5. Everything can't be perfect. Everything can't be, just, it's got to be hidden, and things got to be upside down. Things got to be kind of hidden. 2 is really 1 and 1. Otherwise, anybody can figure this stuff out. The only reason why I can figure it out is because the Lord is working in me, and I walk with Him, and He guides me, and He just takes me down the path and goes, okay, go here, okay, don't go here, okay, go here. And I'm able to discern and go through a lot of things and certain things quickly, and things that He wants me to see, to share with you. And that's just how it works. And that's how a relationship with Him works, and it's life in general. It's like you follow Him in your life, and He tells you, okay, don't go here, go here, don't go here, don't go here, okay, go here, oh, this may be bad, don't do that. Okay, this is good, okay, do that. Okay, wait for me, okay, now go, okay, wait. And I'm waiting. Oh, Lord, this sucks, I hate waiting. Okay, wait. Okay, now go. Okay, go here. I mean, that's just how it works. And if you think you could be God of your own life and you don't need Jesus to guide you and be your Lord and Master, well, you're going to find out, hopefully you find out sooner than the tribulation. You're going to find out, hopefully you found out already, or you understand right now that where's your life leading you? Where are you leading yourself? I've proven I can't lead myself. And I've been very much an A personality in my life. I was a salesman for years. And I've proven that I led myself off cliffs, over into ditches all the time without Jesus. And so I said, okay, Lord, I'm done. I'm tired of being bloody and slam myself into a wall all the time or falling into a hole. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. And so I've given my life up to him 100%. And I can't do it with anything but what he shows me. That's just the way it is. And these things, like literally, I don't want to be on. I don't want to talk about dates and I don't. I never have. I'm just obeying him. I don't want to talk about dates or anything like that. I never wanted to do that. But he's like he's saying it's important to me, to him, for me to do. And I'm doing it. I didn't want to go this. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to heal this. I didn't want to, deal with this, deal with that. I mean, a good hint about walking with the Lord, he'll have you do things you don't want to do. And it's something other than avoiding pain and having pleasure. It's something different. Anyway, I'm just sharing that with you. It's just crazy. Okay, so this is a boy eating noodles. It's 250 again, 11.5, just like that one. That's 205 or 25, and 25 is right there. Or another way of looking at it, if you look at race, I don't really. That's what I thought immediately, boy eating noodles. But some people look at race very quickly, so they go Asian boy eating noodles. And that's 114. Oh, man. So, and then this is behind Obama's leg. See that blue part right here? That's his blue suit he's wearing. Okay, and out from behind his leg, like when he dies, okay, is a ghost. This is a ghost, and this is a holiday brochure. See, it's a holiday, and it looks like Hawaii. So this is a ghost from Hawaii, and maybe he'll die in Hawaii because he's supposedly born there or whatever. And he's making many trips back there because that's his hometown and all that stuff, and Honolulu and all that. Bunch of BS. Barry Soetoro is what that is, if you believe all that. Okay, so anyway, it's crazy. So literally, ghost with holiday brochure is 2 plus 9 is 11.3. It's 11.3 scrambled. It's 11.3 scrambled. It's 3.11. 2 plus 1 is 3. 9 plus 2 is 11. I'm just showing you how it's several ways. In fact, a lot of these things I'm showing you, there's several things for them. A certain amount of 44s and other things and a lot of other things. But you probably get bored with all of it. So you might even be bored now. Who knows? Okay. But look at this one. This is did something different. So we have this. This is the hidden 311, which is of course that's the resurrection day, right? Okay, but it's also another way of looking at it. So you have 311, but it's the same thing as also the 21st day of the 12th month, and 12 is hidden by 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, and remember 11.3 is 11 months have passed. And then 21 days, 21st day, 21 days. So that's December 21st. Okay, it's all here. It's all here. Boom. Okay, now, that's enough of that. And there's more imagery, but I'm just not going to keep going with it. But you get the idea of that all these 11.5s and 11.5s and 11.3s, because that's the eclipse day, which is his death day. And then 7 days later, he's rising from the dead. And that's what I'm saying. That's my hypothesis. That's what... Like, imagine if people have a problem with what I'm doing or saying, then you should have a problem with a prosecutor bringing up a case or a policeman putting together some kind of formula of who's guilty or what's, trying to nab the bad guy, a detective or something. You got a problem with that. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on and making my guesses just like any other person who does speculative work. If you got a problem with that, too bad. You know what? Move on. And then move on into the tribulation, and good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck. Because you're going to need it. You need Jesus big time. You need Jesus right now. Do you know you're in the Matrix, and the only way out of the Matrix is through Jesus? And maybe you're going to get hit hard enough where you're going to be like kind of in a foxhole and bombs going off around you and life just being crazy. And then hopefully you cry out to God and go, God help me. Jesus help me. Hopefully it's sooner than later. I pray for your sake it's sooner than later, because I needed it. I needed it as soon as possible. And I eventually got it, and I eventually figured it out that I can't do anything without him. I literally mess everything up. So anyway, moving on. The Great Reset. This is something that was talked about in the World Economic Forum. It came out literally. World Economic Forum meeting in 2020 was in January of 2020. Okay, so this is, just imagine this. Because they're talking about the Great Reset just before, a few months before they declared the epidemic, the viral epidemic. I'm going to say it that way. I'm going to be careful on my words, so just keep it. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. I'm trying to hint a few times and all that. Hopefully you get what I'm saying, okay? Literally months before that, and they're talking about this reset thing. They're rolling this out before it even comes up. And literally right here, the World Economic Forum, literally that's 666. I'm not getting into all that exactly, but that's 666 right there. Okay, it's hidden. It's always hidden in the reset. So I got some phenomenal things to share with you about this stuff that the Lord showed me recently in the last few days, and it just blew my ever-loving mind. So here we go. This guy, Klaus Schwab. It's Klaus Schwab. Okay, the pandemic represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world. Reset. Okay, so this was, he was basically talking about this after the pandemic began, but we're also talking about the reset before it began. So, if you really look at this stuff, you can see they've been planning this, and they rolled this stuff out before the pandemic was even declared. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, boom. And look, there's Klaus Schwab with a good buddy, Trumple Thin Skin, I call him. I call him Trumple Thin Skin because he literally is a caricature of a person. He's not really a real person. He's a caricature. He's an actor, okay? And listen, if you believe in the right-left paradigm and, elections instead of what's really going on is selections, then you got to wake up. You really have a lot of levels of waking up to do. Because Trumple he's part of the problem. He's on the same team as Barack Hussein Obama and Biden and all these people, all these jokers, all these sellouts. They're all sellouts. And look, these are good buddies. These guys, to give you a great example, I should have showed a video, but one day Trump was literally debating Hillary and saying how horrible she was, and we're going to lock you up and everything, and I'm going to look into your stuff and all this stuff. And literally, the day of his inauguration, he literally has both of them at a breakfast or whatever, and he tells all these senators and everything, these are the best people and all this stuff. Literally, a few days after he basically said, I'm going to put you, and then that wasn't in front of the public, that was in front of all the people in the club. And that's all on video. Look it up. Seriously, there's so much that if you believe that Trumple's on your side, you are a fool and you're blind. You are so blind, it's ridiculous, because you're not looking at the facts. You want to believe that he's good and all that stuff, okay? And I'm going to say something right now. He's going to come back. He's going to be the president-elect, is what I'm predicting. Now, I could be wrong, but what the gematria and I could lay all that out, but I'm not going to get into that right now. What all that stuff and what they need to happen with the anger of the left and everything to be completely fomented, and then so just imagine this. So the left is lifted up, and all the supporters of Biden and really Obama, because it's really who's Biden or Biden? Really, they want Obama. They want Obama. Okay, they want Obama, and I say no Obama. But people say, yes, Obama. Okay, they want Obama. Okay, and so that's why they elected this guy that's, he's a hair sniffer. He's a child molester. It's off the chain, off the charts. Watch any of the videos about creepy Uncle Joe, and you'll see this guy makes my skin crawl, and I want to punch him. Evil to the core. What you've seen him kiss a little boy on the lips, fondle all kinds of girls and women and everything else. It's so absurd. And half the country supposedly voted for him, or majority now, they're saying, right? And the media saying, right, whatever. But I'm telling you, Trumple's no better. Okay, he's part of that same club. Okay, so he's no better, but he's going to be, for this all to come full circle in what they want to accomplish. They want to, get the left way up now. They're up, and it's been for weeks, and they're going to have them crash. They're going to have them crash, and that's when Trump is going to win legally. Okay, and it's all contrived. Okay, it's all contrived. I'm not saying it's even real. Who knows what really happened or whatever? Maybe it's the fraud is real, and then they just exposing it now. But they've been doing fraud. Again, there's no elections. There's selections, and it's been proven time and time again. In fact, all presidents but one are related to the same English king, John Lackland. who is the grandfather of Edward the Longshanks. Okay, massive pagan that was on Braveheart, whatever. But every single president, and so in fact, Obama is the 29th cousin of Trump, and Trump's the 29th cousin of Obama, or whatever, however that works. But that's all been proven. So they're cousins. They're in the same birth line and everything from this particular king, which has been proven. Look it up. There's a 12-year-old girl that basically proved it with a full genealogy and everything. It's just off the charts. Anyway, so I'm saying he's going to be elected, or he's going to become the president-elect, and that's going to skyrocket conservatives and Christians that are so like worship him. And they're going to go way up. They'll be like, and as the left's going down, and then just shortly after that. So I'm thinking sometime during this timeline, or maybe right at the beginning or whatever, or maybe even up to the 14th when it's finally announced that he's going to, again, this is my guess, okay? It may not go exactly that way, okay? But this is prime for perfect, Luciferian global elites to completely manipulate the masses into chaos, okay? He'll be a president-elect. He'll take over Biden. Boom, he'll be the president-elect. And the left will go nuts. They'll go completely nuts. And then, so imagine now, the right is way up there in cloud nine, and the left's down below. They're angry, they're livid, and everything else, right? And then, just shortly after that, Trump's taken out, and then now the conservatives, the Christians, are down low, and they feel like they've been ripped off, and like they feel right now, they feel like they've been ripped off and everything, and they're going to be up and down. And so they're playing with people's emotions. This is all a soap opera that plays with people's emotions. And they're going to go at each other, and it's what they want. Moving on. Okay, so I got to pause here for a second. Oop. Okay, I'm back. All right, brief interruption there. All right, so here's Prince Charles. Okay, and basically on his Twitter, right in January, it was announced the Great Reset has been launched. Okay, and this is, as we move from rescue to recovery, therefore we have a unique but rapidly shrinking window of opportunity to learn lessons and reset ourselves on a more sustainable path. So reset, he's talking about reset. Okay, this is important, the Great Reset. So they basically roll this out in January, and again, before the viral epidemic and all that stuff. Okay, and then here we go. Now, this is what he's going to say shortly after that. Actually, he said this, and he was the keynote speaker for the climate week in New York City, and that was in September, a couple of months ago, September 2020. This is what this nugget reject says, and he's part of the problem. He's a multi-billionaire. The family, take that back. They're trillionaires. They got to be trillionaires, just like the Rothschilds and everything else. And they're saying that they're part of the solution and everything. They're part of the problem, and it's ridiculous. So watch what this guy says though about this. And this reset and what they're about ready to do. Here we go.
Without swift and immediate action at an unprecedented pace and scale, we will miss the window of opportunity to reset for a green-blue recovery and a more sustainable and inclusive future. In other words, the global pandemic is a wake-up call we simply cannot ignore. Having been at this now for well over 40 years, I have long observed that people tend not to act until there is a real crisis. Ladies and gentlemen, that crisis has been with us for far too many years, decried, denigrated, and denied. It is now rapidly becoming a comprehensive catastrophe that will dwarf the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. At this late stage, I can see no other way forward but to call for a Marshall-like plan for nature, people, and planet.
A Marshall-like plan, like martial law, and that's what that means. A Marshall-like plan. Listen to his words.
With the planetary emergency so critical, with the permafrost melting in Siberia, for instance, producing dire effects on global warming, and with the Pantanal in Brazil being consumed by unprecedented numbers of fires,
which they caused,
we can no longer go on like this, as if there was no tomorrow and no ultimate reckoning for our abuse of nature. So, what do we do? Without doubt, we must now put ourselves on a warlike footing, approaching our action from the perspective of a military-style campaign.
A warlike footing and a military-style campaign. Listen to his words, and then what he's really saying. I mean, so they hint at several things, but he's talking about warlike footing, military-style campaign. Are you kidding me? Okay.
That way, working together, we can combat this most grave and urgent challenge.
And then he says, that way, working together. Yeah, we'll be working together when they pull out all their warlike footing and the martial, like, oh my goodness. Hopefully you see this. It's outrageous. This guy's outrageous. And they're saying more and more stuff like this. Again, they started this Great Reset whole concept in January before and then as soon as this epidemic started happening, the viral epidemic, then the rhetoric went full scale. Okay, full scale. Okay, next. Oh, come on. Oh, sorry, this thing's freaking out. Hold on a second. Okay, so I'm back here. This program kind of freaked out on me, unfortunately. So I had to stop it and then restart it. It's just crazy. It does that periodically. Rather annoying. So this was on his website, okay, Prince Charles. Okay, anyway, and they put it this way. This has been shown this way a few times. And as I was looking at some of the things which I'm going to show you, this stuck out for me. And I was like, are you kidding me? The great and then set. It's like it's separated. And I was like, set. And I was just, Lord really showed me this. So it's shown in a couple of different ways. Now I'm going to show you this again. And this is what this line separating them. And as I was looking at some other things, which I'm going to show you about a series called The Mandalorian, it just hit me. And the Lord hit me like a ton of bricks. Okay, so what's really going on with the Great Ray Set or Ra Set is Ra is the sun king of the Egyptian gods, or the sun god Ra or Ray. And you think about it, a ray is each of the lines in which light and heat may seem to stream from the sun or any luminous body or pass through a small opening. A ray of light, a ray. And see how it looks? Ray, R, and then long A, ray or Ra. Ray, Ra. I mean, are you kidding me? It's either R-E or R-A is Ray or Ra. And it's probably more proper to call it Ray because but it's just crazy. This is very nuts. The Great Ra, and the Great Set. And Set was one of Ra's sons. Ra had Horus and Set as two kind of warring, fighting sons. But Set was the god of chaos. And they're saying chaos is about to come and the birth of the sun god by saying the Great Ra Set, the Great Ray Set. Ray is also a way of saying it. The Great Ray Set, reset. Again, it's always a play on words with these people. It's numbers behind letters and words, and it's also plays on words. Like I said about, part 1, Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer. So he'll die during the eclipse, and then he'll set up his lair, Dragon's lair, his lair, where he lives, his lair. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, this is, I've shown this many times, like, in verbiage, when you're watching programming on TV, you're being programmed. It's programming you. Get it? When you're spelling something, you're casting a spell. You're spelling. I mean, stuff like that. It's how the English language were designed by demons to be deceptive and have many meanings and hidden meanings. Okay, so now this is what kind of got me to this race set thing. Is which I'm watching this series called The Mandalorian, and it's a Star Wars spin-off called The Mandalorian, and this is a little character called Grogu, and then this is now I can't remember. I'll I'll think her name comes up here soon. Um, oh my gosh, Ahsoka. I can't remember her name now. Ahsoka, but it's this character is played by Rosario Dawson, uh, Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano is the Jedi that has some history with the Star Wars franchise or whatever. A Jedi that went on her own or whatever. But it just happens to be a light-skinned black woman. Okay, that's playing Rosario Dawson is playing the Ahsoka Tano. Okay, and look at this head thing that's going on here. And this is an alien person, okay? And then that's how they play this off. But there's several this headdress thing. I mean, this is supposed to be part of her body, I guess, and it looks like snakes. I mean, literally, it's got these, wrinkles and whatever, like a snake, stripes like a particular kind of snake. There's even top is looks like two horns. I mean, it's multiple things, and this is all symbolism for the Antichrist. I'm going to show you more about this. So here she is right here. She's fighting this other lady, okay? And again, look at this. Look at what this looks like. Do you see what this looks like? It looks like a headdress, and there's also horns, and it looks like I said, snakes, like a snake on her head, or multiple snakes, because it's a serpent, And then what does this look? Do you know what this looks like? Can you guess? Look at that. It looks like a headdress, an Egyptian headdress. It's very deceptive. That's what it's showing. And an Egyptian headdress, the blue, okay, represents the sky. And the Lord's teaching me a lot of this stuff. A lot of stuff I didn't even research, and the Lord's just telling me what this is. And then the gold here is the light, or the golden light, as in rays coming from this God person, that's from Ra, basically, or this godlike person. Okay, whether king or queen, and usually it's the king, it's a godlike person. And see, there's a snake's head right here, and this is like the snakes on her head, or snakes on her. And this is there's a cobra or whatever on. Sometimes they have two of them here, like the kings will have two of them here a lot of times, or some will have one, whatever. And then this is like the blue sky, and then the sun's rays coming off them, and so they are representing the sun god. This ruler is representing a sun god. And it's just this depiction, this artist depiction of this happens to be a light-skinned black girl as well as her. And again, why is that? Because Stinky B.O. is a light-skinned, supposedly a black person, but he's not. He's a Syrian. He is a clone of Akhenaten, and I'm going to show you. And that's why this is even shown. It's Egyptian pharaoh's garb, and she's made to look like an Egyptian pharaoh, Akhenaten. Okay, and I'm going to show you that even more. Now look at Ra, like in hieroglyphs and stuff. Ra this is a bird's head, but it's got this, both sides coming down here, this headdress thing, and then it comes back behind as well. And she has this as well. You look at here, again, it's in front of both sides, and then it's behind as well. Okay, that's not a coincidence. This is just, you gotta look a little deeper, and this is what the Lord kind of shows me with his eyes, the depth of this. Okay, and then look at, again, like I said, this is representing, let me go back here, the sun coming off the person. See the sun rays coming off, and again, the blue is the sky, so the sun's coming through the sky off this person. Okay, and then look at Obama. I mean, literally, all these depictions, artist depictions of him, and there's far more, and magazine covers. I didn't include that. I just decided just to include artist depictions because I didn't want to go through all this stuff. But all these beams coming from his head. You see, usually it's one color and then the light, and then the one color, then the light, one color, then the light, one color, then the light. It's a light beaming from him. And even sometimes they do the disc, the sun disc behind him. He's doing the Baphomet little hand thing right there and everything. This is just a tip of the iceberg of most of the stuff that's out there. There's so much more, but I'm just showing you some of this stuff. These artists' pictures. Why is he made like that more than any other politician? By far, I mean, it's not even close, because he is the Antichrist. You got to look at so many factors, and I have right now over 512 solid evidences that he is the Antichrist, and I'm going to have to add some more of these things in probably. So you see that? Okay, hopefully you see that. This is the sun. This is like the rays coming off her head, like like the headdress of an Egyptian king god, basically. Oh, another thing I want to mention here too, over Ra is an eclipse, and it's also the red planet, which is also has to do with the planet X that's coming, but it's also the snake is wrapped around, and then we've got the corona right around here, and that's an eclipse, and that's anyway when he's going to be death and then reborn. Okay, so well, that makes sense. And then this is a depiction. This is actually a sculpture of, based on some of his, the actual portrayals of him. I'm going to show that in a second. This is Akhenaten, who, again, CKBO is a clone of, and I've had presented a lot of evidence over the last couple of years on that. Okay, and so again, look at the blue. The blue represents the sky, and then the gold or the light is the aura behind him, or the sun rays behind him as the god. Okay, and this looks a lot like Stinky BO right here. Okay, and wait, if you haven't seen the comparison to the actual bust of Akhenaten, you'll be amazed when I show this to you. So anyway, and then even an artist rendering of Nefertiti being Beyonce is pretty staggering, because she looks so much like her. In fact, she's a clone. She is a clone of Nefertiti. Nefertiti and Beyonce are basically the same looking person. Okay, it's just really crazy. And then why is this artist even doing this? Why are all these artists even doing this if they have no resemblance to them, if they have nothing to do with them? Why are they like God-liking them? Why are they immortalizing them in these kind of art? Tons, I mean, thousands upon thousands of works out there. Look it up. Look up Beyonce, and she's so-called Queen Bey or something like that, and then Barack being this godlike figure and the savior and everything. I mean, why? Because they are, but ultimately that's what's behind the scenes here. Now check this out. So like I've shared before, Akhenaten in English Gematria is exactly equal to Barack Obama, which is the direct translation from Hebrew into English. And that's exactly what Jesus said in Luke 10:18. My very first of 512 solid evidences that Stinky BO is the Antichrist, or Barack Hussein Obama is the Antichrist. The very first one is that Jesus said in Luke 10:18, I see Satan as lightning falling from heaven, and lightning falling from heaven in Hebrew is Barack Obama. And it translated exactly in English, Barack Obama, and in English Gematria is 474, which Akhenaten is exactly 474. And that's all a coincidence? I don't think so. And then Barack Hussein Obama is, like I said earlier, is 978. And guess what? Beyonce Knowles is 978 in the exact same cipher. And that's a massive coincidence? I don't think so. Boom. And I've shared this with you how, for example, the major leaders are clones of past people. Okay, and Barack Obama is equal to Akhenaten in many ways. Not only look at the actual bust, the more accurate bust of Akhenaten that's been seen or been shown out there is it exactly matches the nose and mouth and almost exactly the eyes. Now, they're going to stylize the eye, and they're going to make the ear and some other stuff on the head part distorted for different reasons, but this matches perfectly. I mean, look at that. And then look how Julius Caesar matches Vladimir Putin perfectly. I mean, these are clones of people, of previous people, and they've been able to pull DNA and do all this kind of stuff and make clones for tens of decades, for many decades, and they've been perfecting it more recently as well. So, and replacements of people being clones and all that kind of stuff. It's crazy. I don't even know the whole extent of all this, and I don't even want to know. It's probably so deep. The stuff that we don't even know is it's off the chain. The stuff that I've been learning in the last few years, the last 5.5 years really, is just, I don't live, where do I live? I mean, I live in bizarro world. I mean, this is not a life. This is a bizarro world we live in, where nothing's real, nothing's true, nothing's lies upon lies upon lies. It's crazy. Okay, and here is this character, Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano, okay, she's right here in this episode of The Mandalorian. The last one was on the 27th of November, okay? And here she is, the last one, and the next one, I guess, is on the 4th, in a couple more days. And here she is, Okasotana, with the Grogu is this little Yoda-like figure. It's not Yoda. It's a baby, another baby version of Yoda, but it's a separate being, Grogu, down here, and she's both, and they're under the half moon looking shape, and that's what I've said about iPad Goat in the first part one. Okay, in part one of this series here. Okay, so this is not really a full moon that he's coming up when he comes back to life. He's not coming back to life in a real full moon. It's the first quarter moon, the right side of the moon that you see, but this is backwards because I distorted to show you what it would be like from the sun's perspective. This first quarter moon, seeing this quarter from the sun's perspective, and then the back quarter, which is the back of the moon, put together. Okay, put together. And you see how these spots line up, that spot, and these here put together is the real view from the sun god, is a full moon, but we see it as the quarter moon, the first quarter moon, which is December 21st, which is 3/3. And that's what it really is. He's not coming on a full moon, he's coming on a quarter moon. But from the sun's vantage point, or the sun god's point of view, it's a full moon because it's the front quarter and the back quarter, which make it look like a full moon from that perspective. Hopefully that makes sense, but watch my first video. I wasn't going to say that, but I'm saying it again. What the heck? Okay, and so from that actual episode, I said November 27, 2020, which is actually, guess what? November's 11. Then 27 is 2 plus 9. You can get rid of 9. And then we have 2 and 2. 11, 22. Because 2 plus 7 is 9. You can get, anything you add 9 to, you can get rid of. Or just add it to this, but it'll come back to being the same number. Doesn't matter. So 11, 22, 11, 22. Ooh, 6 p.m. I mean, that was a Walmart commercial. And that was actually telling the time of his death. And, of course, Kennedy's death. But that was a couple years ago, Walmart commercial for Black Friday. Light up Black Friday. Black Friday, light it up. Anyway, okay, so, some of this stuff, I like to poke fun and have fun a little bit while I'm doing these, but this is very serious stuff. A lot of people are going to die. This is going to be very horrible. I've cried about this stuff for years. It's going to be really bad what's coming. And so I try to make the most of it while I'm doing these videos, and hopefully you get this, but this is absolutely very serious. I try not to be so... yeah, it's really tough. I've got to, if I don't laugh, I'm going to cry, basically. So hopefully you understand that. And super religious people won't understand that. So again, the ultra religious are rigid and ultra religious because they're stuck in their ways and they're wounded and they're all kinds of stuff. And then on the other side, you have the super people that are just out there and just doing whatever and have no barometer for anything because there's just the opposite side of the rigid. So anyway, you have 3 weeks and 3 days from this airing of this to this actual December 21st when this half moon thing is right here. Literally, the first quarter moon is shown right here, and it's over her being the sun god with the headdress looking thing. I mean, are you kidding me? And that is this right here. It is just phenomenal to me. When I saw this, I was like, what? So, and then also 33 is also Ahsoka Tano is 33. What a shock. Blam. And there's far more numbers than this. I'm just not getting to all of them. Okay, and then I looked at her lightsabers, and they are white. And I looked at what the actual sabers mean. I didn't really realize they meant something exactly. I thought people just to pick a color or pick a type. But no, they mean some, the Jedi Guardian, Jedi Sentinel, the different colors, balance, and all that. She has the obedience lightsaber, and she has 2. So obedience is 44 in Gematria, of course, because she represents 44. Remember, the headdress is what she's showing hidden in plain sight is what they believe. The Luciferian Global Elites, hidden in plain sight. So literally, she is a light-skinned black woman. Obama is a light-skinned black woman. Female spiritual thing going on. The yin, the black part of the yin and yang, the yin, the woman, the female, the feminine. He's got a feminine spirit. That's what the pink represents as well. In iPad Go and all that I've shared. And then so obedience is the white, and also white is light. White light. Remember the white in between the blue is the light. And then White is also 33. Okay, and then 2 lightsabers is 133, which is 1 times 33 is 33. Just like I showed you, the 1 times 44 is 44, when Abraham Lincoln's death day was 14th of April, which is 14-4, or 144. 1 times 44 is 44. Or 1 times 33 is 33. And that's all coincidence? No. All planned. They love the 33 and the 44 because they're both him. He's 311 and he's 114, which is his death day. Okay, let me now transition to something else. Let me go back to this Klaus Schwab character and this whole idea of what they're really trying to do with people and what this Great Reset ultimately means. Okay, so he says the 4th Industrial Revolution will affect the very essence of our human experience. So what he's saying in code there is that nothing's going to be the same with you, in you, about you, because you are going to become human capital if you're still here. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Anyway, I'm leaving. And just like in my decode of it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. The first letter code in each one of those words is the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. The first letters are an anagram for takeoff at World War III. And I've shown that in a video. You can watch that video of mine and you'll be blown away, because they talk about in the very beginning is the it all starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. It starts with an airplane because we're taking off at World War III. So people that don't believe in rapture, I'm sorry, but the demons do, and I've shared how many movies and TV shows and stuff they talk about the rapture all over the place, and it's not a fake rapture, it's the real one, because they can't wait for us to leave because they want to rule the world and they want to go crazy. Like Jim Morrison, we want the world and we want it now. I mean, they want the world and we want it. We want the world and we want it. We want the world and we want it. And then just scream, now. I mean, they want it now, but the restrainer's is holding them back. The restrainer is the bride of Christ, the light of the world is still here, and it's going to be taken away, and then evil's going to flood in once the bride of Christ is taken away on possibly the 21st of December. Just saying. It's my grand guess. So this guy's talking about he's really talking about human capital, and your very experience is going to change, because once they stick something in you and try to cure this whole thing that's so-called the COVID 1984, I'm calling it, it's going to track everything. It's going to kill off a certain amount of people, certain people that they don't want around, like older people and certain other people they don't want. And then it's also going to put things to track you, using all kinds of stuff, and then you're going to be, and then the next stage, I'm going to get into that here. Here we go. Okay, so Klaus Schwab is 116 again. So this is about he is about the economic forum. So it's about economics. It's about money, and so he would be about money and about the crash. So the crash he is 116, and again that's December 16. December 16th, I'm saying. And then remember I said Black Tuesday was a big day of the 1119 and 1119, which is really 1116, or 116, which is December 16 again, like his name. And then World Economic Forum, surprise, surprise, is backwards, say 10. Decem is 10. Decem is Latin for 10, or December 16th is the crash. Worldwide crash, but starting in the United States, really, because Manhattan's going to be attacked with Trumbull, with Trumbull the day before on the 15th. The next day, the stock market's going to go. Okay, here we go. Now, this is something that's phenomenal. I'm going to try not to say this name because I don't want my video to be taken off. Okay, I don't want to have another strike and not have this even video go out to people. So, this company. Okay, this company right here, this company, Mode, and then you can say Mode, and then I'm going to say Erna, okay, or just trying to say the name. Okay, this person said in an article just a couple days ago, absolutely remarkable. No one who got Modes and then ERNAs. And I'm going to say VAXXENE in trial developed, or you can just read it. In trial developed severe. No one got the thing in trial and developed severe COVID 1984. I mean, are you kidding me? Do you actually believe that? Does anybody believe that? Wow. Okay, and then check this out. Absolutely remarkable, because a lot of things, pretty much all things in quotes in news articles are gematria. And we've got 1122 again, which is, the death number for the president and the president 44, and I don't know what Kennedy was. What number was he? I don't know. But anyway, you get Kennedy's assassination and the end of Stinky BO, and then he was going to come back in 7 more days. Okay, and then also, remember December 14th is 1122. The eclipse day, which is the code 1122, is 114. Okay, so this rocked me when the Lord showed me this. So I looked at this one time, and he's like, the Lord said to me, literally, he said this: "You want to put the R and the N together, don't you?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And you want to put the R and the N right here. You want to put the R and the N together, don't you? Like this, don't you? And I said, "Yes, I do." Because I like typography, and I went in graphic design school years and years ago, too many years ago. I liked making type and even drawing it and different stuff and doing fun stuff with it. And this was just natural for me. But he showed me it. I mean, he literally said, "You want to put these together?" And I'm like, and as I really looked at it, I was like, "Yeah, I do." And he goes, "Well, that's what it's designed to do." So this name, Mod, and then Erna is, and I'll be able to say this, Modema. Modema. What's Modema? What could it be? Modem-a? It's backwards in a way. So this word is really this. See these dotted lines down here? Look at that. What is that? That's a modem. That's a wireless modem. Does that look similar here? Do you see these? Do you see that? There's another wireless modem, even the similar colors with the blue. Okay, are you getting this at all? So it's really modem. So they love to say these things backwards. So mode and then Erna is really a modem, because you say, so it's this. Okay, so it's this. And remember, like even the dates, I showed you that one that was 16 and then 10 for the World Economic Forum. So 10 is first, as you say 10, and then you say modem. Not this way going that way, but just the normal way. But it's A and then modem, because you're saying this first. So people they want to make people a modem. Oh, for data and everything else. So this is what the Lord's showing me. So a wireless modem, or humans are become a wireless modem that bypasses the telephone system and connects directly to a wireless network through which it can directly access the internet connectivity provided by an internet service provider. So you'll be able to, so people who get these punctures and have things put in them through warp speed and stuff, they're going to, I guess, be able to communicate information about them like they're a modem. And then so what the Lord showed me is they're going to be modems. People are going to be modems, and then later is coming the mark, which is going to make people a computer. Okay, so Moderna-ness, I don't want to say that. Oh, goodness. Okay, hopefully that didn't matter. Okay, man, it's hard not doing this. But that, okay, remember this is 4, and then 2 is 1-1. So again, they're still trying to promote. It's all about him. It's all about what's coming. It's all about the mark. It's all about these kind of things, right? So it's 2 is 1-1, so it's 114 backwards. But even more important than that, because this name is really Modema. Remember, it's hidden because you got to connect. Literally, you connect the R. It looks just like it. It's just a little line right there, and it connects. And it's Modema is 666. No way. So listen, the things that we had to wear, which I never wear and I will never wear, are masks. And a mask in Simple Gematria is 44, like I've shared in my videos. And that is one of his numbers, 44. People know he's the 44th president. He's Mr. 44, and then Trump is 45. Okay, and other presidents are different numbers, whatever. Okay, so that is you can't wear that unless you buy or sell. It's the first stage. Then the next stage is you can't buy or sell unless you have become a modem. 666, a modem. 666. And then the last one will be whatever the name for that will be. Who knows if it will be a name or not, because it will be brought by aliens, which will work with this thing called Neuralink. Okay, but let me show you this first. So this is in science. Public needs to prep for VAXXINES side effects. This summer, some things I'm not going to say. I'll let you just read it with me. This summer, computational biologist Luke Hutchinson volunteered for a trial of blanks COVID 1984 blank. But after the second injection, his arm swelled up to the size of a goose egg. I got to look that. I didn't even think of doing on that. There's got to be some. Hutchinson says he can't be sure he got the thing and not a placebo. Are you kidding me? You think a placebo gave you a goose egg? That's just crazy. But within a few hours, he got a goose egg sized thing on his arm. Wow. But within a few hours, Hutchinson, who was healthy and 43, was beset by bone and muscle aches and a 38.9 fever. I'm going to show you what that is in a second. I started shaking. I had cold and hot rushes. He says, I was sitting by the phone all night long thinking, should I call 911? And that's just one they wanted to share with you. And maybe it's not even real, but they want to kind of put something out there so people have, anyway. This is all predictive programming. Some of the good, some of the bad. They have to share some of the things. Other things, they half-truths, full truths, all lies. I mean, mixed. It's all mixed. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so 38.9 degrees Celsius is, you just go times basically 1.8, which is, that a number times 0.8 or 9/5, and then plus 32. That's the formula to get to from Celsius to Fahrenheit. And he was at 102.02 fever. And then just to read this, both blank consist of snippets of genetic code directing production of CVs or COVID 1984 protein, spike protein delivered in a tiny fat bubble called a lipid. I'm not going to say all this. Some researchers suspect the response to deliver a vehicle causing a short-term side. Anyway, this is ridiculous. This is RN. I'm not going to even say what that is because I don't want this being kicked off. So, hopefully you get this. Now, what I'm saying about all this, again, to reiterate, is we first had the mask. Can't buy and sell without the mask. Okay? So the Bible's saying that the mark ultimately will be you can't at all. I mean, so, I could go in. I went into stores. I'm still going into stores. I'm going to go to a store tomorrow, and I'm going in, and I'm never going to wear a mask. And no one stopped me. I've had some people comment, things like that. Whatever, I don't care. I had a chance to talk to them and tell them, do you actually believe this? Do you know that what do you call it? Wow, I can't think of it right now. Maybe I'll think of it in a minute here. What they said about masks. Anyway, whatever. And then then the next stage is people become modems, and then finally this thing is what's coming up next. And I'm going to show you why I believe that. Now, listen, I could be wrong. This could be completely it, but I don't think so. I think it's the next step. It's the next step of control and to eliminate a certain amount of people and to really get the hysteria going for the final solution, which is the complete mark, which will tie you into AI and everything. And that's through this. That's through Neuralink. And let me play what this is. And this will be a few minutes here. So here we go.
One day, you could have superhuman vision. Play your favorite albums in your head and download your brain to a computer or even to another body. It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! Though this may sound like an episode of your favorite science fiction show, Elon Musk and his team at the neural tech startup Neuralink believe that their electronic brain-computer interfaces could make this possible. Described as Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires.
A Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires.
The small, easy-to-install brain-computer interface could be used to expand the capabilities of humans, changing the way we interact with technology and treat neural and mobility issues. Yet the goals of the company speaks to a potential problem in the future: artificial intelligence. Musk has been very vocal about his fear of artificial intelligence, believing AI could one day overshadow the human race. Musk's inevitable transhumanist goal of augmenting intelligence and abilities may be necessary if we are to compete with advanced artificial intelligence. However, Neuralink's team still has a long way to go before the emergence of AI-human hybrids. The tech company still has a lot of bureaucratic, ethical, and technological hurdles to cross. If Musk's companies accomplish half of what they claim, we could see the emergence of one of the most significant technologies in human history. But how does it work? Simply put, Neuralink is a technology that can help humans interact with machines using their brains. The company's eventual aim is to further develop brain-computer interfaces to the point where one can be installed in a doctor's office. Let's say you opted in to go in for a Neuralink procedure. What would that look like? Neuralink wants to make the installation of your brain-computer interface painless and quick, as easy as LASIK surgery. The design has changed significantly and now resembles a small coin around 8 millimeters in diameter, which houses electrodes that are about 1/20th the thickness of a strand of hair. To install the Neuralink, a tiny piece of skull is removed and the Neuralink is slotted in to sit flush with the skull. Since this process needs to be extremely precise, the Neuralink team has created a robot specifically for this procedure. The entire process.
I mean, can you believe this? A robot that drills a hole in your skull to put something the size of a quarter in your skull, and they're trying to pass this off as wow. I mean, anyway, here we go. Wow.
Take less than an hour while you are under partial anesthesia. Installing the device will only leave a tiny scar and include all the sensors one would expect in a smartwatch. Once installed, the device will be able to send and receive electrical signals through your brain and use these to control machines. In its early stages, it could allow control of basic devices like a computer and other smart devices. But how? Your brain sends information to different parts of your body using neurons. Neurons in your brain connect with each other to form a network and communicate using chemical signals called neurotransmitters. This reaction generates an electric field. By placing electrodes nearby, you can record these reactions. The electrodes translate these signals into an algorithm that a computer can read. Down the road, Elon Musk claims that the device could be used to operate robots, cure paralysis, treat mental illness, to stream music directly into the wearer's brain, and extend the range of hearing beyond normal frequencies. Just like Neo in the Matrix, you would be able to download skills into your brain. You could even possibly summon your Tesla telepathically. In 2020, Neuralink demonstrated the device installation in a pig. The wildly anticipated demo showed that a living animal can function normally after having one implanted and then removed. Musk has announced that Neuralink received breakthrough device designation from the FDA in July 2020. This is a major step towards eventually mass-producing Neuralink devices. Who knows? Maybe Neuralink will allow us to achieve a symbiosis with artificial intelligence.
Wow. Nothing can go wrong with that, huh? Wow. I mean, hopefully that blows you away. And it's laughable. It's phenomenal that people would actually believe this would be a good thing. I mean, all the possible problems and the control with something like that and everything. I mean, are you kidding me? Who would want that? Now, I also believe that like I said, I think this is probably what he's releasing to the public, but he has a far more advanced version, hidden, because their technology is like 50 years or more ahead of what the technology is right now. So, and then when the aliens basically show up here, when all this stuff starts happening, they're going to basically come up with the solution, which of course is just, it's all fake. They're not really aliens. They're, bodies that have been taken over by demons and things, and they're all printed up, and that's all through CERN and everything. And then they're going to come out with this, completely updated thing to connect and say, hey, this is how you, be like us, and then they're going to have this higher tech version that's probably going to just be put in, on your hand or your forehead or both or whatever. So anyway, that's what I believe. So again, I could be wrong about the exact details on some of this stuff, but I'm pretty confident that from what I know and everything, that this is, this what's coming here with these things that they poke you with and everything to help you with the so-called COVID 1984 is just the next stage of human capital and removing a certain amount of cattle they don't want around and things like that. So, and then ultimately the mark is going to be tap you completely into AI and completely control you all the way. And you have to have far more technology than just what can be injected in. And plus, in the Bible, it says that people will be either taken or they'll be beheaded. And we're not at that point yet. Beheadings are not happening yet, and they're probably not going to happen just yet. But anyway, there's other reasons in biblical that I'm talking about this. I'm not going to get into right now. So anyway, we move on here. So I want to thank you. This has been a little longer than I hoped it would be, but about as long as my last one. So I want to thank you so much for your prayers. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this video and part 1 and part 2 with everybody and anybody. Please, I beg you, what's coming is coming soon, whether it's this time frame or not. It's very soon. I'm pretty confident it could be this time frame for all the stuff going on I've mentioned. Actually, in part 1, this conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter is phenomenal. I mean, literally, Saturn is it's like the devourer coming for the child, and Jupiter, or the other way around, is Saturn. Satan is going to, for the Antichrist version of this idea, Antichrist or the Saturn is Satan going to incarnate Jupiter, which is the Antichrist, stinky bo. Anyway, so however you look at it, it's the man-child, or try to be devoured by Satan, and going to be taken just before it happens. They're going to be within 1 degree of Saturn, to be within 1 degree of Jupiter. I mean, from our view, it's going to be crazy and not quite get to it. So the devourer is not going to quite grab the child. The child was was what people call Jupiter, but it's the largest planet, the king planet that came out of Virgo, that was birthed out of Virgo with the Revelation 12 sign. Anyway, hope that makes sense. So, but I just want you to remember, okay, the Matrix has you. And the only way you have out of this matrix is Jesus. So I implore you, please come to Jesus. Right now is best. If not, then you have another chance. You're going to have another chance after when tribulation kicks in and everything. You're going to have a chance. A lot of God's children that have been in the world and doing the things their own way, which have a chance to wake up. And so hopefully you do it sooner than that. And so anyway, I'm just letting you know and warning you of these things. And I thank you if you're able to give. I have a link in the description box for PayPal. I still need some extra funds as well. I thank you for the people who gave on the last video. That's been super helpful. It's getting us even a little bit farther. If this goes a little bit longer, we'll still need some funds for things. So I just think if you're able to, that's great. I also want to mention as well, Zelle. That's an app that's easy, free, and instant. It's crazy. It's way better than PayPal. It's off the charts better. And you can easily sign up. The instructions is in the description box. I'll put in there for anyway, and I also have a PO box as well if you want to send something. So thank you so much, and I just so appreciate the prayers and the sharing of this video. Please, if you would please, like I said, thanks for watching, and please thumbs up and comment. Give me thumbs up so more people can get this, and subscribe if you haven't. Thumbs up so more people can get this, because there'll be always the naysayers. Thumbs down. The more thumbs up I get to more people. So thank you so much. This is Exalted Lamb 1, over and out.